Alright, so for this segment here, I just want to pick up on the a more metaphysical, transcendent aspect on this whole flat Earth thing. I'm watching a lot of flat Earth videos, and everything is a good contribution because it helped wake me up or help me realize what I knew inside, but was socially. I didn't have the confidence to believe it in myself. You know, you always go back to just, oh, I guess it is a globe. I mean, this stuff is really powerful. Indoctrination and propaganda is very powerful, and it can deceive the smartest and wisest of us because everybody, even in between the black conscious community and the even so-called white people, whatever you want to call them, everybody's been deceived, and all of our theories are based off of NASA, this globe theory. This is a big lie, and it's got to come apart because we don't have the correct cosmology, which means everything else is tainted or false. So this is another video by my man Eric Dubay. He's getting a lot of flack too because he thinks he says that Hitler was a good guy. I don't necessarily believe he was a good guy, but I think Eric's right as far as this whole Holocaust thing. But you can look into it yourself. But that's just his opinion. When it comes to flat Earth, he's dead on. He's a very analytical, brilliant guy. So he posted this video. This is the Vedic version of cosmology. Now you'll see, basically, as they say, these this is the Polaris, the North Star. These are the other stars in the firmament. They revolve around this flat plane of Earth. Here, this is how it is. And this was a sage who wanted to resurrect the museum to show people this, because he was adamant. Just want to go. The pole star is the pivot.
His planet and his orbit fixed, and the floor is moving up and down, north and south. It is not that we should accept the theory that something is fixed, and others are all going to something. It is not correct.
See, so basically he's telling you that theory is not correct. He's wise enough to know. These guys know. Because basically he's a sage. He cultivated his breath and mind to a high degree, so he's more in the know. These guys augment breath and consciousness, so they know that the Earth is flat, and we live on a plane. This is one of the planes that we live on. This is one of the planes within our cosmic egg, and we call it Earth. Now, the thing is, in your mind, you have to disassociate Earth from globe. That's what a lot of people, when you hear Earth is flat, it's automatically absurd because Earth to you is a globe already. So when somebody says it's flat, it's like saying this ball is flat. So you got to do some work on your own mind. Because basically, once you can do that, I mean, it's clear the Earth is flat. The sun goes above our head. So we can look at that was Vedic and Buddhist, which comes from the Hindu. The Vedas, these are all related. The Buddhist cosmology also references these planes. And so this, a lot of times, you're not going to get a lot of these points on a lot of different flat Earth videos too. A lot of these guys are purely looking at this scientifically, and they're trying to get ships and prove what's on the other. Look, we already knew the Earth was flat. That's not the point. The meaning is basically everything becomes a little more mystical when you start to realize that the sun and moon really is spinning around, and it's kind of mysterious. Now, this is the Buddhist cosmology. They speak of planes. We're on the Earth plane. Now, they do mention hells below, and cold hells and hot hells, which is kind of at first, when I got into this, studying this cosmology of the ancients, I dismissed it arrogantly because I really believed that we were smarter than them. We had technology. We knew, no, actually we live in a solar system, on a globe, within a galaxy, within a supercluster of galaxies, and a Big Bang, and blah, 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 infinite, billions, billions, billions. Now, that's based off how I was raised. But when you really look at this now, since the Earth is flat, they have a lot more credence now. Because you can't talk about the people who really can accept this fact. You can't resort back to this false cosmology and try to dismiss these guys. So what were they talking about? There probably are, and I'm sure there are lower planes than Earth when they go into these hells. But there are also higher planes than Earth. This is why they meditate and cultivate. They know we're on planes of spirit density. We're on a more dense plane. Now, the guys who meditate they try to get above this plane, at least above the stars, up into the heavenly realm, which are less dense, less burdens, because we're on a plane of burdens. Because a lot of guys are coming out with these videos, and a lot of them are Christian, and so they're getting excited, like, oh yes, this is God's dome. We live in God's dome. But see, the thing is, like when you get into the Buddha and all these guys, I mean, we're not trying. The goal was not to stay in this dome because this was not necessarily a desired situation to be in. You can get into the Gnostic material too when they talk about this deific force who manifested these cosmic eggs or whatever is not necessarily the ultimate home, because the ultimate home is beyond these eggs or whatever you want to call them. See, this is why this is a picture of an alchemist, and see, he's trying to get out. See, so the Christians are like, oh yes, God's son, the firmament, yay, creation, yes, it's so beautiful. No, but see, the alchemist is like, I still want out. And this is another point that's being missed. I'm just trying to bring to guys too. Yes, it's flat. We're in a dome. We're in a deific magician's creation. But I don't see the reason for celebration though. I don't see it. Like, so yes, we can wean ourselves off of this fantastic thing, which you could go just look up NASA exposed or NASA. There's a graphic artist, Matthew Boylan. There's another guy too who exposed this. He came out. I mean, basically, this is just Photoshop. One of the guys said one of these like pictures like this was literally like Christmas trees and stuff. I mean, they just having fun with people's minds. I mean, this is all. If you look up NASA, they hire a lot of graphic designers. A couple of them got killed too, which is NASA's gangster, man. So they killed a couple graphic designers. I mean, this is graphic design. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind when you're dealing with NASA now. So like I said, if you can debunk NASA, you can go back to your inherent hunches, which tell you that the Earth is flat. And so here's a guy's website. He basically, for people who want debunking facts, it's a good site to go to. This guy, the wildheretic.com, he will say your theory is wrong. He bases down a lot of points on this first page. The constant wind. There's no wind. If we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, where's the wind? I mean, you got to think, if you're on a globe that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour, we would feel, if we're standing on the surface, we would feel some type of resistance. But then they say, oh, no, it goes with the wind, and so it's all relative. But that doesn't make any sense, because how could a plane fly east to west? If it's spinning west to east, how could a plane fly east to west? How could a plane fly from south to north or north to south without getting lost if this thing is spinning? Common sense tell you it's not possible, and there's no point in debating with people who bring up gravitational inertial frames and all this crap. Like, it's just the ego, man. Like, this debate is really showing people whose ego is really just programmed. Like, it's very, like, they have a million words to say nothing. Here he's just proving, like, hey, okay, if that's the case, how can I just sit in the helicopter and wait for my destination to come if it's spinning? See, but it's because it's not spinning. Earth is not spinning. It's fixed. It's in the Bible. It tells you how it's fixed. So, like I said, we have to revert back to the ancient cosmology now for all the people who are getting into, especially so-called this whole consciousness thing, or this whole new age crap is debunked, because it's all based on this fake cosmology, and that's actually should tell you where it came from. A lot of this new age stuff probably came from counterintelligence, because it's all based on cosmology. A lot of these channelers, they're probably demons, because a lot of these channelers honor this fake cosmology too, but it's fake. So who are these channelers claiming to be these deep aliens or whatever? They're probably demons, because demons know how you think, and they're just honoring what you think. So yeah, it goes, the rabbit hole's deep. So like I said, this is about planes now. This is about density of your spirit body, or whatever you want to call it. And we're in a dense plane now, what we call Earth. Now, as far as worlds, now the Buddhas in them, they do mention there are world systems. This is not the only world system, of course. This is another thing with the Christians. Oh, they took us out and they made us insignificant, but they don't understand we're the only one. No, we're not the only cosmic eggs. Just the cosmology that they tried to perpetrate was fake and excessively materialistic. But yes, they say there are other world systems, which are probably composed in a like manner. They say Brahma blows up bubbles. This is called Prayalas and Manvataras. You can look this stuff up. But basically, there's innumerable. There are innumerable spheres like this, what we call a sphere. Not the Earth being a sphere, but within a sphere with firmaments and planes. So that's what has to be emphasized now, I think. Because it's just too the Christians are taking this over, and then they're taking this giant leap from, see, we told you the earth was flat, so now bow down, accept Jesus, worship Jesus Christ, which is ludicrous. Jesus never said worship Jesus Christ. He said greater works than me ye shall do, which is not worship me, I mean get your ass up and basically you really cultivate your own spirit. This is what this is about, to reach a higher plane. But they're taking over this debate. So we have the Christians on one side, and then we have the I don't want to call them atheists or agnostics, but we have these on the fence guys who are just, they want to stick to this geographic scientific angle, like, you know, oh, we need to hire an expedition and go to the Antarctic. But really, I mean, the point is gotten, man. We don't have to prove the Earth is flat. They need to prove that it's a globe, because they don't have. There's no proof that the Earth is a globe. This is all CGI. Remember, NASA spends $10 billion a year. Yeah, they can't get you a real picture of the Earth, except this camera trick from 1972, which is highly suspect to any artist or designer if you really look at it. And I'll just, to bring up another point, if this is Earth, why did Neil deGrasse Tyson say that it was pear-shaped or an oblate sphere? This is what he says. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He says Earth is an oblate spheroid. Now, unless it took place, this oblateness.
So you want to find the farthest point from that center. And it turns out sea level at the equator is farther away.
Unless it took place within the last 30 years, then
Three people know
this is a lie.
Good for row number 2. They're off to a great start.
Because basically,
so you spin, when you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out. It's wider in the middle than so Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the pole. So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate. And officially, it's an oblate spheroid.
So that's an oblate spheroid. Spheroid, whatever. Word I never heard before. But this is the Earth we get. So which is it? See? It's not a globe. Earth is not a globe. We live on a flat plane. Basically, to my understanding right now, we are at this level. There is a type of dome with waters above it. And our plane, what separates our plane from another, are waters. Our dark waters. They're like black, very thick waters that basically separate these planes, and supposedly they are above the dome too. So it's very interesting. I urge everybody to look into this. Don't laugh at it. Don't be silly, because what silly is this globe theory thing, a spinning globe with water all over it, sticking to it. Definitely look into it. Like I said, the Earth is flat. It's flat.